r/AskReddit, what is a double standard that is seen positively when women do it but negatively when men do it? Anything kids related. I actually like kids and think it's fun to play with them within the given social boundaries. I often go out of my way to avoid interacting with them though, not to be seen as a pedophile or a kidnapper. As a teenager, I went to a nail salon with my dad and convinced him to get a mani-pedi with me. It was like they never saw a man get their nails done. He didn't get Polish or anything and they still looked and treated him weird. The other customers and the ladies doing our nails never went back to that place again. Sex toys. It's you go girl for women but creepy for dudes. Crying or going to therapy. The numerous dating double standards, so fucking many man, that girls on social media flex or brag about like it's normal or okay that they have bad traits. It's so annoying to see and get grouped with them. Going to the toilet as a group. Overcoming eating disorders. I am a woman but I've noticed so many men in my life that struggle with their body image and disordered eating and they're way less likely to get help for it. Exist near kids. Not working. I've heard stories of women who were happy to work and made plenty of money for the both of them while the dad stayed home to take care of the kids. However, it seems like the dad is always chewed out for not working, and add more weird things to it. Some of the times women are also chewed out for working while other women make huge deals out of working, so I guess yeah, going against the standard male lead family. Sexual harassment. Things like the video where lady cop feels up guy and many comments are guys saying they wish that were them, or the hot lady teacher getting with a male student, even young ones. Being a stay-at-home parent. Child care. When my son was little, I was a parent, but my husband, if I left him alone with the child he helped create, he was babysitting, according to anyone who asked me where my son was. Also, I always got comments like, "Oh, your house is going to be a mess when you get home, did you tell him what to feed him?" When a guy wants to go out and hang with his buddies, but HIGGF/wife says no, everybody understands and deals with it. But when a girl wants to go out and hang with her friends, and her BF/husband says no, everybody gets conc-ed. I know it's been said before but the double standard for female pedos is insane. While men are condemned and ostracized, rightfully so I should add, the women pedos get a slap on the wrist and the boys they abused are congratulated and even seen as weak or un-masculine for speaking up. Imagine if a male teacher raped female student and someone told a girl that they were lucky and weren't being a real woman, the internet would explode. Wanting to own a florist shop. Yeah, there's a chip on my shoulder. Being in female-dominated professions like pre-school/kindergarten teachers, nannies, nurses, nail technicians, etc., people treat men in these professions like they're either gay, a pervert, or a pedophile and it's not cool. A bit late to the party but my GFS sister and her friends stayed with us last week, while on a road trip around the country. They went further down south and were expected back a few days later. They decided to extend their stay in another town by a day because of a cute boy they met and wanted to see again. They saw him again as planned but hey race the kick, they didn't speak to him, instead just looked, waited till later that night, looked up the manager of the place he worked, and spent 2 hours looking through the manager's friends list until they found the cute boy's Facebook, on which they found a link to his Instagram, where they found his Snapchat. Add him. When they do come back to our house and tell us, I point out that if a guy did that it would be considered creepy. They'll just laugh. Fast forward to that night, they decide as a thank you for letting them stay they take us out to dinner. Midway through dinner they ask if they could take our 6-month-old daughter for a walk as there was a cute boy sitting at the table behind us and they wanted an excuse to get a better look. I say, you mean the one on a date with his GF, and her family? They again laugh. Yes, that one. Needless to say I told them not to involve my daughter in their creepy stalkerish endeavor. But wait, there's more. On the way home from the restaurant yet another cute boy with a cool car pass us on the highway. They do their creepy giggling and notice the boy takes the same turn off we do, then down another street. My GFS sister's friend says to me, driving, "Can you follow him so I can see where he lives?" Being an outspoken person I say no, that's fucking weird and really rapey. Again they laugh. TLDR, GFS sister and friend stalk social media for 2 hours looking for random boy they found cute, Wanted to use my daughter as a excuse to check out a boy on a date and asks me to follow a third boy home so they can see where he lives. Creeps. Edit. Typed on phone. Apologies for spelling. Fight for custody. A friend of mine got full custody of his kids cause his ex was a total psycho who physically abused the kids, disowned her autistic son and punched her gay son in the head when he came out. Yet there were still people saying, you shouldn't separate a mom from her kids when my friend went to court to get full custody. Edit. Thanks kind stranger for the wholesome award, and the helpful award, and all the other awards from kind people. Oh my giddy aunt, a gold award, thank you so much. Something small, being squeamish. If a girl doesn't want to do something because they think it is gross, someone feels obliged to do it for them. A man doesn't want to do something because they find it gross. Man up. Quote directly from my own mother when I couldn't pick up cat shit because I felt I would throw up. Elementary school teachers. Roughly half of the parents will suspect you of ulterior motives if you're a guy. I find it pretty dumb that it's totally fine for girls to hit /slap/punch whether joking or not. Physical assault is totally fine and no one thinks anything of it because oftentimes the guy can handle it if it gets out of control, but if the guy were to handle it, he'd be charged with assault and lose his job and friends. Edit. Took out where I said there's a lot more serious topics. This topic is very serious and I don't take it lightly. Only wrote it because the story I had in mind wasn't as serious as some other stories I read. You guys seen that clip where a girl jumped into a male soccer game and touched all the players' butts and all she got was a slap on the wrist? If a guy did that to a female game, then the internet would go off like a nuclear bomb and he would be labeled a rapist. My female friends will shit all over what I am wearing. If I were to ever tell them that their mom jeans aren't very flattering, we wouldn't be friends anymore. Talking to random children or little kids, going on a date and not looking like a loser for not picking up the tab. Staying home to tend to the house and children as opposed to working full-time. I mentioned this on another post. Recently, I've been seeing lots of girls I know starting to come out with their sexual assault stories. I've seen a lot of people I know literally get cancelled because of these things, some rightfully so, other dudes. Honestly, I don't know what is classified as sexual assault anymore. I decided to come out with my own story about the time I was sexually assaulted by two women who took advantage of me when I was passed out drunk. When I told my friends about it, they laughed and told me to count myself lucky that I was even in a situation like that. Coming out with their stories of being sexual assaulted. This is extremely specific, but a TikTok creator made a video where she was in the passenger seat of a car and her teenage son was in another car. The driver pulled up next to him, mom's pants off, and mom mooned the kid. Her son was not amused. Your vagina was out. Someone in the comments said, imagine the rage if a man did that to his daughter. The mom's response, fuck off, this is just who our family is. Hey, that commenter wasn't wrong. People would have gone bananas over a teenage girl being grossed out and saying, Dad, your balls were out. I saw on Instagram this girl run up to Jack Harlow, young rapper, whilst he was leaving someplace. His security guard pushed her off him, but my immediate thought was, if this was a guy running up to give a female celeb an unwanted hug, he'd get a lot of backlash. Taking young children out in public. Sometimes I have to babysit my little cousins and I sometimes take them out for ice cream or a movie, as any fun caregiver would do. If you're a male, people will give you nasty looks and act suspicious and gossip out loud about the pedophile. Less serious, so I apologize for that, but owning cats. Sure, if a woman owns a bunch of cats she may get the crazy cat lady stigma, but I've had friends, early 20s, say they wouldn't date a man who owns/loved cats. So weird to me. It's just another animal to love and hold. I am not a cat person myself, but I understand they're cute and cuddly when they want to be, and much easier to house in apartments at our age compared to dogs. Mental health issues, body and self-esteem issues, eating disorders, sexual assault occurrences, crying, physical affection involving members of the same gender. A hug doesn't make you gay. Giving them flowers, there's more, I'm sure. The blatant sexism of the dance world. My son, 12, was into dance until last year. We live near a decent dance studio with a competition team. One year, my son and another boy were assigned to a competition dance with over a dozen girls. The boys were an integral part of that team, but to hear the moms of the girls talk, they didn't exist. We'd go to a competition and the next day, you'd see the moms of the girls on the team post a picture of the whole team and make a comment like "so proud of our girls." They shout these things during the performance sometimes. Go girls. They're not intending to be mean or exclusionary, they're just not used to having to scrutinize their behavior. I just think back to all the times I played rec sports as a kid when there would be 1 or 2 girls on the team. If a parent cheering in the stands had ever said, "Good job, boys," that would have been considered unacceptable behavior back then. This is just an example. The whole dance enterprise is biased against boys in tons of ways. Socializing in general. Me and my GF moved countries recently and she has a much easier time approaching and making friends with strangers at gigs, pubs etc. than me. I feel like I'm treated with suspicion, like I have ulterior motives. Point out amusing parts in a childhood photo, like private parts. Some women laugh, but if men did it, it would be disgraceful. That's another gender job when something they don't want to do needs to be done. If a man suggests something is a woman's job, he is vilified, but if a woman says something needs to be sorted out by the man, that's fine. Beating their partner, men get laughed at, women get street justice. Domestic abuse being played for comedy. You can show a wife slapping her husband or hitting him with a frying pan in a TV show and it's funny. If the husband does it, no one laughs. A great example is the movie My Super Ex-Girlfriend. Gender swap that movie and it goes from comedy to horror. There was this INE video on baseball with kiss cam. 3 adult chicks kissed small boy. That was okay. Imagine 3 grown dudes kissing little girl. My girlfriend telling me her fantasies with David Tennant, and that's fine, but if I said I'd shag Ryan Reynolds, I'm the bad guy. Sex toys are cool and liberating when women own them, but they're viewed, by some, as a bit sad and icky when men own them. Also, make up, snuggle and be physically intimate. Girls at my school tend to be able to platonically be physically close to each other, and it's no problem. A guy does it outside of specific times, fighting in sports, and it's super uncool, and generally looked at as gay. Given, I'm bi, but I'm super fortunate that I have both boys and girls who I'm able to physically close like that. I read a post here, about a man in college. He was an introverted guy and he was listening to music and minding his business. Then suddenly he felt a kiss on his cheek. Startled by it, he pushed the woman. It was a dare. She played with friends. Then she raised her voice. WTF, why did you push a woman? Boom, that's it. Many guys didn't even try to listen to him and he got a broken nose and he was the one suspended. Having any kind of trouble and society approach. A. Man has trouble. What a loser. He should man up. B. Women has trouble. We need to help her, it's not her fault. Breaking up with a toxic ex. Why do people call men cowards when they escape from shitty people? If a woman punches a man and he even dares to slap her, all the white knights will jump in to kill him. Showing your feelings/emotions. If a woman is angry, she's strong. If a man is angry, he's aggressive and probably abusive. If a woman is sad or crying, she is justified in this reaction. A man cries, he needs to man up and is seen as weak. After our daughter was born, my wife was treated for postnatal depression, but I struggled to get anyone to believe that I needed help. People told me that men can't have PND, as if depression is not for men. Body shaming edit. Wow, I was not expecting this much attention. Being gay. Sexual assault. Crying. It's all, let it all out with women. You're so strong to share this with us. Keep hanging on. And men just displace sadness with anger and hit stuff, because crying isn't always an option. Sexual assault from women is overlooked, and also disgustingly common. Continuing to hit on someone when they clearly don't want it. People will take issue with women who go really far too far, but they get a lot more leeway before it's seen as sexual harassment. When girls can say I only date tall guys, but if a guy says he has a preference on who he dates, he's being misogynistic, body shaming a pig. Parenting. If a woman is in a fairly shitty, abusive relationship and finds companionship in another man, she's brave. If a man is in a fairly shitty, abusive relationship and finds companionship in another woman, he's a piece of shit. Masturbating with a dildo. Being a virgin/having very few sexual partners. Yeah, sure, people nowadays are much less caring about whether a woman is a virgin or not, The whole slut shaming / virgin shaming is a double-edged sword of double standards. Be violent to partners. According to a study of relationships that engage in non-reciprocal violence, a whopping 70% are perpetrated by women. So basically that means that girls are beating up their BFS and husbands and the dudes aren't fighting back. With Amy Winehouse busting open a can of Woo Pass on her husband last week, we decided to conduct an informal survey of the Jezebels to see who's gotten violent with their men. After reviewing the answers, let's just say that it'd be wise to never ever fuck with us. Gender in university courses. If a university major is heavily populated with men, e.g. STEM, engineering, it's seen as sexist and there are countless programs put in place to encourage women to join, sometimes even quotas to prevent too many men joining the subjects. But a major that is heavily female-dominated, no one bats an eye, and no special programs exist to encourage more males to join. Not wanting to get married. You can call it empowering if a woman doesn't want to get married, but when men don't want marriage, they're seen as immature or scared of commitment. Maybe they just don't want to get married. Same as women. Agree with most of what I've seen on here. Haven't seen this. Owning / using lotions, facial cleansers, hair wax, and other personal products of that sort. I've had girls snoop around my bathroom and audibly laugh because I wax. I've had girls presume the lotion is for masturbating and not because I get dry skin in some places. One girl literally asked me if I had tampons to go with my face wash because it smelled like mint, saffron, and orange. God forbid I want to look and smell nice. Slapping strangers' butts. Girls do it to guys and no one cares. Guys do it to girls and they are sexually assaulting them. I remember this girl ran onto the field of a men's soccer game, I don't remember how professional, and slapped a bunch of players on the ass. She just got ushered off and nothing else. Imagine if the genders were switched. Vulnerability. Apparently, it's okay for a female to express her emotions, but a man has to keep everything inside. Meanwhile, there's the traditional standard in heterosexual romantic relationships that the guy has to make the first move. BTW, I'm a girl, and I think it's when women, or feminists as they call themselves, talk about how men suck, that shows independence and self-love. When women say it, when a guy says it, they are seen as weird and women haters. This is probably going to get boring, but here goes. Taking on the patriarchy. There is no scenario where a guy can win. He works so she can stay home. She is his slave. She works and he keeps house. He is lazy garbage. They both work. Surely he still makes more. She is still the housekeeper, etc. Can two people not just have genuine care for each other and determine their own roles? Being good with kids. All of my family and close friends think I should pursue a career related to working with kids somehow. They don't realize that being talented in that field would have me watched like a fucking hawk, at best. If I didn't have a Y chromosome, I would be able to get away with working in a kindergarten, bugging, kissing, and calling them my little boy / girlfriend. Divorce settlements. Sexually harassing guys. The misandry of relationships. Oh, your wife is gonna kill you, you're in the doghouse now, you're gonna have to sleep on the couch. Imagine if a girl was with her female friends and she told them, oh crap, my husband is gonna kill me. LOL. They'd either look at her like she was nuts, look at her with concern and start asking if he abuses her, or outright call the police. Imagine if a woman told her friends, yeah, I'm in trouble with my hubby. I had to sleep on the couch last night. The police would be talking to him. What the hell happened to healthy relationships where people communicated? Oh, you think that because I said those jeans don't look flattering on you that I called you fat? Well, let's discuss it. The absolute worst is police white knighting for women. Yes, I get that the majority of domestic disturbance calls are man beating on woman. But if police get called to a domestic disturbance and the woman is mad and the man argues with the police, he'll have a cop's knee in his back in seconds. While if the reverse was happening, the police would talk to the woman and probably still put the guy on the ground. Police will arrive and not listen to the men. That allows women to act childish and make up any claim that benefits them, even if it's not true. If a man tried claiming he was being abused to the police, they'd think he was lying and in fact the abuser. Call young people of the opposite sex their boyfriend or playfully flirt with them. Be violent, in public, over a minimal slight. Binge drink. This is me after 8 mimosas. LOL. Be obese. Wear minimal clothing and grinding all over fit people of the opposite sex. Sleeping with students or your kids' friends or whatever, sexual with underage kids. Needing help to leave an abusive relationship. Saying hello to little kids. When I do it, it's cute. If a man does it, it's creepy. Getting a sugar mama. Kissing the same gender. In a world without problems, anyone who starts a physical fight in public is a dick, and anyone who competently swings back and defends themselves is justified. But here's how it works now. Guy on guy fight, just men being animals. Girl on girl fight, cat fight that most people see as amusing to watch. Guy on girl fight, guy starts, guy is overpowering the fight, abuse by a complete dick, as it should be called out as. Guy on girl fight, guy starts, girl is holding her own in the fight, guy fucked up, girl is serving street justice. Girl on guy fight, girl starts, girl is overpowering the fight, guy fucked up, girl is serving street justice, guy is probably a pussy. Girl on guy fight, girl starts, guy is holding his own in the fight, abuse. Admitting you're feeling depressed. Men are often told to man up. Being a virgin woman are sometimes almost regarded as a treasure or something holy. Virgin men are always considered losers. Having affairs in general, it's glorified in media, or at least used to be, as empowering and strong and moving on. And you've made it through the whole video. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing for more videos every day. I upload 2 videos every single day.